Adam Hamilton concludes enough with a reflection on an important reality, one that we don't often speak about, but for most of us, it resides just beneath the surface: fear. He invites us to consider two biblical passages: Moses sending the spies into Canaan, Numbers 13, and the disciples with Jesus in the midst of the storm, Matthew 14. As Moses sends the spies into the new land, they return with stories about insurmountable obstacles. Their enemies are giants. The disciples find themselves in the midst of a storm. They are out in the water, and their boat is being battered by the wind. It's chaotic and unsettling, and they have the sense that they're sinking. They are filled with fear. We've lived through an economic storm that has and is threatening our region, our nation, and our world. We've been battered by the winds of tremendous job losses, a stock market that's lost a great deal of its value, a financial shock that has erased trillions of dollars of funds that many had been counting on for retirement. If you listen to the radio or watch television or read the newspaper, you'll hear passages over and over again: toxic, flatlining, tsunami, the cracking of confidence, chastened, the sinking of our economic systems into a sea of debt, greed, and fear. It's this last word and the very real sinking feeling that led me to return to the gospel passage. The word is fear. What would you imagine is the most common command in the Bible? It's not that we should love God and love our neighbor, although this is present in the Scriptures and this is true. It's not that we should not sin or not do harm to one another, although this also is in the Scriptures and is true. The most common command in the Bible is, do not be afraid. Why does this command appear so often? Actually, 366 times in Scripture. Because fear is a fundamental, even primitive emotion that protects us. And fear is not always irrational. Many of us have particular fears: fear of death, fear of heights, fear of public speaking, fear of spiders or lobsters or dogs or snakes, fear of failure. Fear is an internal warning system that we're in the presence of danger. And in response to fear, we usually act in one of two ways: we hide or we fight. Adam Hamilton provides three alternative responses for overcoming fear at the conclusion of his book, Enough: trusting God, offering gratitude or giving thanks, and discovering ways to practice generosity and service to others. I don't discount the very real fears that confront us, even as I also agree with Adam Hamilton that many fears outpace the reality. What can we do? We can become more grounded in our faith, reading Scripture, singing hymns, worshiping together. We can reconnect with friends who sustain us. We can become more compassionate toward those most greatly affected by these circumstances. We can simplify our lives, clarifying what is most important and essential to us. And we can remember that our security is in God and not in the stock market. Our identity is in Jesus Christ and not in our work or our personal wealth. As you seek to overcome fear, I pray that you will discover something else: joy, as you move through simplicity to generosity.